It's Adam and Kevin, the gods of nerd heaven. They'll be making sure that everyone's heard 'em. They're taking back Nerdom.
Hello and welcome to the Taking Back Nerdom podcast. We are here to do what we are going to do, and you know what we're going to do because it's in the fucking name. The effing name? Oh my god, I cussed.
It'd be alright.
It'd be alright. What do we have on the itinerary today, Mr. Divins?
Oh, we have a good bit. Figured we'd go ahead and start shooting on what we think about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse Madness.
Holy crap! Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is looking pretty maddening. With Xavier showing up and effing people that are different comic books, everybody's in it. It's good. Basically, it's all the joy that we got from Spider-Man No Way Home. It's going to be doubled, apparently, in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. What do you take on that idea that they're going to introduce the X-Men definitively and the Fantastic Four in this movie? Do you think that's going to happen?
No.
Why not?
It's going to happen in something else.
Okay.
Probably going to have Fantastic Four. Probably going to be introduced in Ant-Man.
And what about do you think they're going to who do you think's the main villain of this show?
Doctor Strange.
You think you ain't Wanda?
Huh?
It ain't Wanda?
No, I think that's a red herring.
Oh, okay. My opinion is it's either Cthulhu or it's Dormammu.
I think evil Doctor Strange has found a way to control Cthulhu and Dormammu.
Okay, so you're saying like the evil Doctor Strange we've been seeing on the trailers is actually the villain, not the one we know.
Yes, and I think the evil Doctor Strange will probably corrupt Wanda. Wanda's going to become a villain down the line as the villain that, not Avengers, because Avengers is apparently done with, but like the villain that the X-Men are going to have to face off against.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed about that, hearing that Kevin Feige made mention that there were going to be no more Avenger movies. I always thought they might set up like an Avengers West Coast or something. They have certain members out there in the field. I mean, Wanda was a West Coast Avenger member. Rhodey was a West Coast Avenger.
It looks like they are going the route of there will no longer be any Avengers movies, but it seems like every movie going forward will be a team-up movie.
Yeah, that looks like that too, because if you think about it, yeah, it's
there will be somebody from the other films in the movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they got Spider-Man, they did that with Spider-Man, they're doing it with Doctor Strange, and we know they're doing it with Thor and in the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because they've already said that Thor was going to be in the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and they also said that in the new Thor movie, they already said Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be in there, plus we're going to have another Thor in there.
She-Hulk's going to have Hulk. We don't know what's going to happen with, I guess there's two films that we don't know just yet. The American Chavez.
Yeah.
Wait. But isn't she in Doctor Strange?
They already showed her.
Okay, so she'll be in Doctor Strange.
They're going to have to have an origin. I guarantee,
probably her origin story, though, won't have... Well, I don't know. They probably will have shots of the Avengers, but just maybe not team up yet.
I don't think they'll have an Avengers, an origin story of her as a separate movie. I think they'll flesh that out.
The show, I mean, is the show.
Yeah. They're going to... You know what another thing that I've been thinking about?
Does the show come out after Strange or before?
Which, the...
American Chavez. Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel? I think it comes on after. I think it does.
So you think her origin...
Because Doctor Strange is coming out, next month?
Is her origin going to be in Doctor Strange? Or are they going to show an origin as like a prequel?
I think what they might do is flesh out enough for us... For people that don't know her, they'll flesh out enough of her background.
The trailer shows her getting her powers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that means that show, if it comes out after Doctor Strange, if she's in Doctor Strange, then it's a prequel to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they could go that route for sure.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Another team that people like, for people that's read Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers and Fantastic Four run, they like that, and it kind of bled into this other comic book series called, trying to think of the name of it. I think it's called either The Defenders or it's called gosh, my mind. There's a group. There's a group. What it is? It's America Chavez. It's Monica Rambeau. It's Blue Marvel. And it's Black Panther. And it's
Well, we don't.
Captain Marvel.
We're no longer going to have Black Panther.
Well, there is a rumor going around. I was going to mention this. I don't know what you think about this rumor, but there's a rumor going around that they might bring back a new Black Panther, and that what they'll do is they'll use Michael B. Jordan from another multiverse. He'll be T'Challa, and he'll somehow come to this timeline, and he'll be like kind of a mentor of a sorts to Shuri.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
interesting shit. Oh,
just like the whole, I don't know what to think about the Tom Cruise. I kind of think they might do that as a fan service. I'm going to say this. I think there's a really good chance John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. If they might not show all the Fantastic Four, but I think he's going to be on the Illuminati. And this is how you're going to know. I think that if they put him on the Illuminati in this movie and get fans' hopes up that he's Mr. Fantastic, that he's going to be Mr. Fantastic going forward. But if they're not going to use him at all, I expect to see maybe the original Mr. Fantastic, Ian Gafford, I think is his name. I expect to see him as Mr. Fantastic. I don't think it'll be somebody random, because I mean, Patrick Stewart is not coming back to play Xavier going forward. He's just doing this one-off. So I mean, they might just take a bunch of one-offs. That's why I kind of started to. After I was thinking about it, I was like, no, Tom Cruise ain't really going to do a superhero movie. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? He might, because if they're just doing some one-off fan picks, he was considered to be the first, he was the first casting for the Iron Man, and he turned it down. So I could see him doing that, but then you would have to have, because Black Panther was in the Illuminati in the comic books, that could be where you had Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. Is Deadpool going to be in Doctor Strange?
I think they might put him in the after credits scene.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. No, I really do.
That'd be
Look,
sick.
people have been waiting and waiting to have Marvel confirm Deadpool in the cinematic universe. And what way to bring him in than when you have the multiverse of madness going on?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they would have to make a big plot point to show how he came in. I mean, it also would have been cool if they'd have did it in No Way Home. They could have did an after credit scene with Venom like they did, and then said, meanwhile over here or something, you just see Deadpool go. And he'd make some fourth wall comment. I was wondering when they get around to writing in on this or something. Just some kind of like tongue in cheek response.
Oh, yeah.
Or you know what he might have said. Well, I guess since Ryan Reynolds has been doing that mobile commercial, they finally got around to thinking about me long enough to put me in this movie. He could have did a tongue in cheek. You know how Deadpool works.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking they might even bring Cable.
Damn, yeah.
I don't know where I read this at, and people can Google this. I thought I heard Josh Brolin say somewhere that he might be coming back to play some more roles. Yeah. Now, I don't know if he's going to do some iteration of Thanos, but I think they kind of did away with Thanos, or if they're going to bring him back in as Cable.
Yeah.
I don't really know what he's going to do, but that's going to be definitely something to see. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff I think happens in this movie. I just hope it kind of all fits in and ties in and gives us more of an indication where it's heading. Because there's some villains in Doctor Strange's universe that, to me, is more menacing than Kang the Conqueror.
Nice.
So it doesn't seem... And honestly, maybe Kevin Feige left us a hint. The whole first part of this MCU was predicated on one villain. It really was. I mean, Loki started it, but really it was predicated on Thanos. Everything was about Thanos, if you think about it. It all rolled to Thanos. Well, maybe that's him telling us right away this next set of movies, or next saga, whatever you want to call it, 23, 25, I don't know if he's got a number set out there. Maybe there's not going to be one definitive villain that it comes down to. Maybe it's going to be like mini bosses.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe this movie's going to have a big bad. And then this movie's going to have a big bad. And then it's going to like bounce to bigger bads and make the stakes higher. And then maybe as it grows, instead of it being Avengers movies, maybe it's uneasy alliances that team up. Where you get to actually see things that maybe you wished you could see in the comic books that never got to. Like weird team ups that you'd never think of. Mm-hmm. Like maybe they could work to something big. Because you got the Celestials out there now too. They've already put them in the pile. And it's only a matter of time, I feel, we're going to see Galactus.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're going to use him. I mean, Galactus in the comics is not really evil. He just feeds on planets to... They retconned it. Used to, he just fed on planets to get the energy out of the core to survive, to maintain his control. Well, they retconned it and said that he's actually there to do balance. He has to feed on planets that have celestial energy, and the Living Tribunal had stopped several beings from destroying him, saying that he was a necessary balance, so the universe didn't overflood with celestial beings.
Damn.
Keep the race in check, so to speak.
Hell yeah.
Well, what do you think of all these other series coming out? Do you think the new Hulk movie, do you think She-Hulk is going to go beyond the TV series, or is it going to be a TV series character only?
It might go beyond, because you heard Mark Ruffalo say that he's going to retire the Hulk character to the She-Hulk.
Oh, okay, so it's like him passing the torch, maybe?
Apparently, but I thought he signed a fucking contract where he's going to do a bunch of movies.
See, I thought I heard something about Universal finally kind of loosening their grip on that. That's what's stopping them from doing Hulk movies. Apparently, Universal has some sort of hold on them things.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard a rumor saying they were working on something to where they would make a new movie and it was going to be World War Hulk, because everybody wants to see that. But I don't know. I haven't heard nothing since. If they have something going on, it's definitely quiet.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Disney Plus just consumed all the Netflix Marvel properties.
And I've seen that they're going to reboot the Deadpool franchise.
But they're keeping the
Not
actor.
Daredevil franchise.
They're keeping the actor. I wonder if they're going to keep the cast. I like the cast.
Oh, probably.
And the only thing I didn't like I was mentioning to a bunch of people, I didn't like the way they portrayed Fisk in Hawkeye. I didn't. Kate Bishop whooped him up pretty good, and it just didn't seem like the Fisk that we saw go toe-to-toe with the Punisher and Daredevil in the movies.
Because she can see, and she's a better fighter.
That don't matter. I mean,
than Punisher.
No, come on.
She's
Kate Bishop ain't better than Frank Castle.
Perfect accuracy.
He don't.
We don't know.
With a sniper.
He's got to use machine guns and shoot erratically everywhere.
You're talking about a guy named Kingpin who has fought Spider-Man hand to hand.
In the show?
No, in the comics.
Exactly, the comics. This is a weakened version of Kingpin.
Well, it should be a weakened version
This
of Kate Bishop.
this is a realistic version.
They don't do realistic versions.
Realistic version of Kingpin.
You tell me realistic when you watch that first Avenger movie and see Black Widow jump off that shield and not get her arm dislocated.
She's a Russian person.
Well, not get her arm dislocated.
She's a Russian spy.
Whatever. She's Putin's spy.
Russians can do that stuff.
Oh, they can?
Yeah.
They don't have no super abilities. They just do it?
Yeah.
No.
Dude,
No.
if you ever met a Russian, they're bad at mother effers.
So you say. So you say. They wasn't bad enough during World War II.
Much shows out right now. I obviously am keeping up with Walking Dead. Walking Dead getting crazy. Obviously they're trying to finish up the damn comic books, but it's like a lot of the people are not in the show anymore that are in the comic books, and so they're having to utilize the characters they have to try to recreate these stories from the comic books. And honestly, I will be very upset. I say very upset. I am worried that The Walking Dead, because this is the final season, they say, I think The Walking Dead is going to end. The last episode will be Daryl being murdered, and then Maggie and Negan go off to New York. Because right now we're in Washington, I guess. Maggie and Negan go off to New York and film their spin-off series. But the main Walking Dead, I think the main Walking Dead show ends with Norman Reedus dying so that he can go and portray Ghost Rider in Marvel movies.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too, Ghost Rider. I've been hearing him and Charlie Hunnam, his name has been popping up a lot in that. I haven't been keeping up with it lately. I wanted to let it finish and then watch it because I've just gotten so far behind on it. Have they mentioned Rick at all in any of these episodes?
They mentioned that, we used to have a leader. He was a good leader.
Like any of the new people they run into, there's not been no breadcrumbs that maybe hint to the characters.
No, they have not mentioned Rick to the Commonwealth yet.
And is the movie still going to happen?
Apparently, they're filming a movie of
Okay.
Rick with this big group.
Okay. Because I mean, they took him off for a long time, and then I know they mentioned the actor wanted some time with his family and whatever the cases may be. But then they started talking about doing these spin-off movies, and I was always concerned if you wait too long, people are maybe not want to see it.
Mm.
You know, and then also like, what are they doing with Fearing the Walking Dead? Is that going in a direction, or does it look like it's?
I think Fear the Walking Dead is actually ties in closer to the films than the actual Walking Dead series, which is cool.
Okay. So it's going to like loop around The Walking Dead and actually come up to where the films are going to like it's going to interconnect like that in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
I know I love the first like couple of seasons of Walking Dead, and I'm not hating on it. I think the acting is really good in it. You know, for them to keep it going this long has been pretty incredible. I'll say that. I guess it's really hard after a while to really keep zombies fresh, you know. You have to start introducing that human element at some point in time. They kind of did that, I noticed, for people that watch horror movies in Quiet Place too. You know, the first movie felt really like it was creature centric, but then the second one, there was times where it was like, just like when the daughter and the man that the family was staying with had went off. He went to go find the daughter because they had found that it's supposed to be heard there was a paradise somewhere they could go where the creatures wasn't at.
Yeah.
And when they were on them piers and then people jumped them, so they added that human element back into it. And a lot of shows that is a good, you know, that is something that happens. And anytime you have a disaster movie, you have to add that human element into it.
Oh yeah.
But so you predict that Daryl's going to die.
I think Daryl
What
dies.
about, is Carol already dead?
No.
Okay, is Carol going to die?
No, but in the comic books, from the Commonwealth, Rick gets killed by the son of the mayor of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
I think Daryl has taken the place of Rick, and I think they killed Daryl.
I got you. Yeah, because they've switched it up quite a bit. I know in the comics, Andrew and Rick were a love interest at one time, and they murdered Andrew off without that ever happening.
They made Michonne.
And then
Michonne's now, she actually, you know, there's that episode where she found Rick's group. But they don't show Rick, but she finds this large group, and now she's, you know, Michonne's not in the show anymore, but...
You think she'll appear back in the movies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they didn't kill her off.
No.
Okay, cool.
She found the large group. It's like thousands of people.
Yeah, and for everybody listening to us right now, give us a poll. Who is your favorite character? And if they're still alive, you know, give us your predictions on what you think is going to happen to them. Like, you know, if Michonne's going to continue to be in the shows like he's saying. What do you think they're going to do with Rick? You know, just give us your thoughts on that stuff.
I mean, Walking Dead has only lasted this long because of how popular Norman Reedus is.
Yeah, I mean he's been everywhere. He's getting contract deals. He's on commercials. He has that, I think it's like an A&E top show, and then he's also got he does some sort of things with motorcycles. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And then now you're hearing rumors about him playing superheroes a lot, and it's been really ramping up. So his star power is increasing big time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and he's always been, to me, a pretty good actor. I liked this character from the beginning, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, though, my favorite character, which a lot of people would find this weird, was actually his old Merle.
Oh my God.
Man, I'm telling you, that guy right there, Michael Rooker is his name?
Yeah.
He, if I remember right, the first time I seen that guy act, he caught me. He was in, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, and he played the a-hole driver that was like a part of the brand, but wanted to like mess with him.
Yeah.
And ever since he played that role, I started following him a little bit, and I love his character. He is good at character portrayal, big time. And I liked him in Guardians of the Galaxy. I hated they killed his character off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed him in the second one. But then I seen him in Walking Dead. I was like, man, I hope they keep him a while. And They kept him for a little while, but then they killed him. I was like, ah. And then I think they showed him as a zombie, and it was like a gut punch. I'm like, you killed my character off, and now I got to see him as a zombie. Get out of here, Get out of here with this mess.
His brother.
And then Invincible, people. I know you like Invincible. Mm-hmm. They're fine. He's finally getting around to filming and getting the second season going. And I think, oddly enough, we were just talking about The Walking Dead. The guy who plays Glenn, which I do believe he voices the main character in the show, he had released some statement saying that they were well more than halfway from finishing it off completely.
Dang.
And I think the guy just has so much on his plate because. He does The Boys, he does Invincible. He used to have his hand in The Walking Dead. I don't know if he just let the other writers and producers take that over, or if he still kind of dabbles into it. And if that's the case, he's juggling 3 popular IPs.
Oh yeah.
So he's probably just got a lot on his plate.
Too much.
And
Too much on his plate.
Yeah, and then The Boys season 3, it's approaching.
Yeah. Other shows right now. Our Flag Means Death, which for the majority of the show is very accurate. Apparently the creators were trying to be very accurate with pirate lore until Calico Jack, and then Calico Jack is apparently the most fake of the show, and it's kind of like they dove more into the comedy aspect when they introduced Calico Jack, but all the pirate lore and stuff previous to that episode. Apparently they tried to be spot on with real pirate history when talking about it. Funny show, man. Taki Wakiti as fucking Blackbeard is hilarious, and that main actor, the main actor that plays whatever the fancy the polite pirate or whatever I can't remember Steed. Anyways, the pirate Steed, the actor that plays that big guy. The first time I seen him was in the show Wrecked, and he was hilarious. Like, I knew, I'm like, man, I can't wait for him to do more stuff. And the next time I see him after Wrecked was in Jumanji, the Jumanji remakes with The Rock and everybody, and he plays the guide. He's the guide in Jumanji. Welcome to Jumanji.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that guy, he first started in Wrecked, which one of the main characters, the main character in Wrecked, which he becomes a main character. He kind of starts off as a villain character, but he becomes like one of the main characters. But the actual main character of the show is one of the actors from Whitest Kids You Know, and that show is really good. Anyways, but I knew that guy had like a future. He was just like so hilarious, and obviously he's a really good actor, and you can see how just how good an actor he is in this Our Flag Means Death,
I haven't checked that out yet, but I want to. I like pirate shows.
It's very silly.
Oh, that's fine. Some things, everything can't be taken serious. Some things need to have some tongue-in-cheek joke to it. Another thing I would say, like, there's a lot of movies coming out really fast. There's a lot. Batman's just passed. For those that hadn't seen Batman, which, hey, normally I would already went and seen it by now, guys, and I haven't. But I heard it's a more of a detective noir type theme to it, and it's doing great at the box office. A lot of DC fans out there, like myself, have been wondering what direction DC's going in. I think they just put this on cruise control with solo movies till they can figure it out. But hopefully, once the Discovery officially has reins over the property, maybe the people there will do something with it. Because I know there's a lot of y'all that are uber Zack Snyder fans out there. I liked the ideas that he made, and I liked parts of the movies that he made, and I liked the idea he had for it. I just didn't like some of the translations that went onto the screen. Yeah. I just want a prim and proper Justice League movie. They have some really great villains. That's what DC, to me, that's the one thing I think. Like, I think Marvel has advantages over DC in certain areas. Their heroes are more relatable, for one. But I think one of the advantages DC has is their villains. They do a great job in the comic books of really fleshing out the villain's story to where he doesn't have to be a redeemable villain to be relatable. And if they can just transition that into the silver screen, it would make for some really good movies, I feel. I just don't think they've had a creative mind. And a lot of comic book movie fans have been hating on DC, but you shouldn't hate on the property. I mean, the property is not creating the movies. It's whoever the producers and the people in the studios that are behind it. I think DC could be just as successful as the MCU with the right minds behind it. I don't think Kevin Feige would work well with DC because DC, at its core, the villains are a bit more maniacal, and they already watered down some of the maniacal, like Thanos. Thanos was definitely watered down. And with DC, that wouldn't work because it's already... DC doesn't paint the world as a bright place with inner struggles between a villain and a good guy. DC paints the world dark with the hope being the heroes. So you have to come from an angle with the way the villains are set and everything. You have to come at from an angle of it being a bit edgy and dark for it to work. Almost like Deadpool. You know, I heard rumors at first when Bob Iger was still in charge of Disney, they were going to do rated R Deadpool, and everybody was excited, like, yay, they're not going to change it. Well, then now Mitch Kupchak is now running the show. I've been hearing rumors that they're going to try to fit it into a PG-13 format.
Oh, my God.
And I hope they don't do that. See, I always thought the whole reason why they acquired Fox was not just to get these properties, but to also run their rated R brands through Fox rebranded so they could get away with it. You know, just like I always thought Hulu. It shocked me they put the Netflix shows actually on Disney Plus. Since they put that money into Hulu, I thought they were just going to sling it over to Hulu. Because to me, wouldn't it make more sense if you were going to rebrand them characters and make a new backstory and kind of reboot them a little bit?
Yeah.
That you would kind of separate the IPs a little bit, like you would shove the Netflix versions over to Hulu.
Yeah.
And then put your new versions on your Plus so everything doesn't get confusing. Because there's a lot of people that watch these shows now, obviously, that you don't get $1 billion box office just from comic book fans. Yeah. You get it from your average, goers. And some of them are going to be confused. They're going to be like, wait a minute, there's these 3 seasons of Daredevil right here, but then I'm watching this Daredevil, and it's the same actor, but it's,
yeah,
it's going to be real trippy. It's going to be like, unless they're going to excuse it, like, this was them. What if they come out with something? I could see them doing this a tongue-in-cheek way to kind of excuse it, saying something. This was like this before Loki or the multiverse.
Oh my God!
Like they try to excuse that, or they use Deadpool to do it. I would like to see a promo with Deadpool and the guy from Ant-Man.
Oh yeah,
where Ant-Man is explaining to where the guy from Ant-Man is explaining to Deadpool what's happened. Like Deadpool comes into our universe. See, Kevin Feige, you're hearing this from me and Adam here, taking back Nerdom. So if you run with this idea, we want some cheddar for that, or some passes or something. But I think everybody would love it if you brought, and I can't think the actor's name, but you know the character, the one that talks really fast, explains everything. What if Deadpool appears, and then he's there, and he's like, I sort of know what's happened here, but I want to hear it from somebody. And he kind of sets him up. He says, oh, yeah, and this guy, he goes on the spiel, and Deadpool's like, making jokes about it. I think that would be fantastic.
Oh, my God.
That'd be amazing, actually.
It's crazy.
What do you think about the new Halo series? All these Halo fanboys.
I haven't watched it yet.
No, I haven't watched it yet either, but I've been reading a lot of blogs, and they're mad that Cortana doesn't look exactly like the Cortana from the video games, and apparently because of that, the show's gonna suck.
Well, yeah, because they wanted it to be a real life Cortana or something. They would be more realistic to what we have, I guess, as terms of technology and what the believability of it actually being a robot, more like AI.
Hey, some fans. That's why to me it's really hard for movie makers to make a video game IP, because I think the video game fans are more their expectations are higher, I think, than other IPs. In my personal opinion. Yeah. In my personal opinion, I mean, look how mad I mean, I'm not saying that Sonic didn't need to be retooled a bit, but you've seen how mad they were when that first.
Yeah.
And I was making jokes too. I was saying, man, that don't look like Sonic. It looks like a Pokemon. I was waiting for Ash to throw a ball at him.
Oh,
God. Where do you think Thor's going?
I have no idea. What are you asking me?
Where do you think? Yeah, where's Thor going?
I don't
Is Jane Foster going to be a Thor that sticks around a while, or is that a one and done thing?
It depends on how Waititi writes it, I guess.
Well, I've been hearing rumors that one rumor was like a far-fetched rumor a long time ago before they heard that Hemsworth signed an additional contract, was that she was replacing Hemsworth.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then I heard he signed a contract, so maybe he wasn't. And so I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't even know how that's going to fit in.
She will become Thor, and he will become Odinson.
Just Odinson.
Him will be just Odinson, and she'll become Thor?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, or he could be King Thor. Maybe he goes back and...
But Thor's a title of the God of Thunder.
Yeah. What if he...
So she'll become the Goddess of Thunder.
What if he just goes back and becomes like... He retools Asgard?
Retools Asgard.
Like, it got blew up in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
What if he goes back and recreates it?
How?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of powerful things out there he could use to make that happen.
He can't do it. He's dumb in the movies.
Yeah, and you don't have quite the power he does in the comic books, afraid. But maybe Loki, since they got him on some... They got to be doing something with Loki to have him in these shows.
Yeah.
Maybe Loki gets some sort of ability later on and is able to reform it.
Yeah.
Because you already seen what one Loki could do.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he attains all that. I don't know. That's another thing. I'm kind of wondering if... I think Loki should show up in a movie, but I'm just wondering what movie he might pop up in.
Who knows? Probably Ant-Man.
You think, and then in Kang of the Conqueror, definitively he'll make his appearance and his known what he's after, what he's going to do in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And also the Fantastic Four, you believe is going to be in Ant-Man.
Yeah, I think Ant-Man's going to be a huge movie. I'm telling you, I think every...
You think Ant-Man's going to be like
I
No
think
Way Home in this one?
Every non-origin story movie going forward will be huge.
Oh, okay. Like just tentpole movie after tentpole movie.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. As long as they don't... I mean, I know they've been doing good lately with this stuff, but you could easily flood it and it goes south quick.
I guess one of the last things I personally have is I want to talk about Severance.
Talk about it, man. That's what we're here for.
Severance on Apple TV. Man, this show is very slow.
Very slow, like it's dragging, like you almost don't want to watch it anymore.
No, I mean I'm hooked into it, but it is super slow. It's one of those shows where if there isn't a payoff at the end, like if the show is set up and slow in a way where the last episode of season 1, whenever that I don't know how many episodes are going to be in the season, but the last episode of season 1 could end with nothing answered. And I would never watch the show again. But if the season 1 ended with something substantial, then it's a really good show. It's just very slow.
I'm definitely gonna...
I don't know how to explain slow.
You were talking to me about that show before. I need to watch it. There's been so many shows come out.
Well,
honestly, and I've been playing so much catch up on everything.
How they film it, how they film the show, like reveals are so. I was reading a Reddit thread on it. Like the reveals are like almost jarring. Like you don't realize, like it's super slow and then something happens, but there's no build up to something happening. It just
random.
Here's a scene and shit's happening right now. Like literally, like so. There's this episode where it's just it's going slow, like the whole show.
And you're like, man, I wish they'd do something.
The whole show's just like kind of slow. It's like there's like character development, obviously, with like. Cause what was weird is every character plays 2 characters, and so each character has to go through this really slow character development. Because each character plays a different part of their brain.
Yeah.
So it's fucking weird. But basically, it's just slow, and then it just randomly cuts to a kid who's counting, and they're like 789, 700, 790, 791, and then it goes to the and then it cuts to one of the workers and the boss, and they're in a closet, and then he's all like, "Turn it on." What the fuck? It's just so. But literally, it was just all slow. Kid in the closet. Something's happening. Then he's being interrogated. You just found out there's a switch, and it's not actually like just going up to a floor that these people can be controlled outside of the floor. It was a huge fucking reveal just randomly, and then boom. And then that scene's over. Like they switch it back off. Scene's over. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Oh my god, what a reveal! It was like almost jarring how they did it.
It was right at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And then they cut off.
and it was just like everything was just so slow. Well, actually, no. I don't think it was the end of the episode. It went back to like just some slow stuff again.
You know what? You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Whoever made that show probably watched early Dragon Ball Z when you would watch the old Frieza.
Ben Stiller is making it.
Oh, I bet he watched Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god!
You know how you'd watch that back in the day? You couldn't stream it, so like one week you'd see them come up to Frieza, and then they would just talk smack, and then they would go to fight, and it would cut off. And so the next episode they'd throw 2 more punches and talk, and then they cut off, and you're like, can this fight come on already? Yeah. And then they went about 20 episodes in that fight with Frieza.
So the questions that need to be answered in this show for it to be good is, what do they do?
What do they do? Yeah.
No, so yeah, because right now the biggest mystery of the show currently is what is the job? So the show's about.
So it doesn't show you as the viewer what they do.
No, it does.
Exactly.
But they don't know what they're doing.
Oh.
Like literally, they go up to this top floor. They look at us. That's another thing. They are just now discovering different offices and departments. So they went to this one room, and it's the department of a guy, and he's literally he just feeds goats. And they're just goats, like baby goats. He's like, they're not ready to be taken. They're not ready to be taken. He's freaking out. Then there's another department, and they just handle the paintings, and they send product up to the bosses. No one ever hears from the bosses. They've never seen the bosses.
Did you, as the viewer, see the bosses?
No.
So even you were kept in the dark.
And then there's management. There's management, and so like say someone gets called to management, the bosses are on the line, and there's like a little.
Did you hear them talk?
No, they don't talk.
Wow.
They're like, they will not be speaking today. So, and they never ask questions.
Does the phone ring?
No.
That'd be creepy if it did, and they still didn't talk.
There's like a speaker in the middle, and it's like, it's kind of like staticky, and they're like, and then they just sit there and oust themselves, like they're like, I'm sure this is about this. Well, if it's about this, then blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah, and they just ramble, and it's like
they're talking with somebody, but no one's there.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
And so it gets really crazy, and then there's this break room where if you go to the break room, basically they fucking like laser your fingers for like hours. They don't like it. Basically, they don't. I say laser. They basically they burn your fingers.
Wow.
But when they leave, they get like a note on their car, and so like you accidentally slammed your hand on a cooler. You actually slammed your hand in a cooler. But really, they fucking sat there and torched them, and the man
so they give them an embedded excuse so when they go home,
because they can't remit their brain. There's a switch. They agreed to work at this job, and every time they go up the elevator, it switches their brain off, where they do not remember what happened at work, and their work selves don't know what's going. They don't know who they are outside of work.
So someone's creating 2 people.
That's what I know. That's what it is. That's why it's so slow. Is because you literally are learning about the work person, and then when they leave work, you're learning about that person.
Hey, it's almost like character development, but with the same person.
Yeah, but different sides of them.
Yeah, that's actually cool.
And actually Adam McKay, the main character, the actor, he does really good at like as soon as like at switch, you like watch him switch because as soon as you go up the elevator, you change, and he goes in depressed because he's depressed. Like, a lot of people that choose this job are like depressed, and they just want to forget their life.
They have a
moment.
they have a mundane.
Yeah, and so they go up, and then like he's like depressed, and his facial expression just changed because he's a whole different person. He's a work guy.
Do you know that an actor? I think because a lot of people, I know they have some flack about taking it off whatever streaming service it's on, but that show Split, dude, James McAvoy did a good job of changing personalities. Yeah. He would be good for that show too. Yeah. I could see him doing that, like sitting there and going. And then doing that switch over.
Yeah, he would have been good. It's pretty much like that, but yeah.
I'm definitely going to check it out because I like stuff like that. Also, another for you anime people out there, I'd like to get a poll. Does Gohan in the new Dragon Ball Super superhero, it was supposed to come out in April, but Toei Animation got hacked. So they've now delayed a lot of their anime that's coming out, including Dragon Ball Super, so now we don't know if it's coming out in April or not. But does Gohan's power-up get more powerful than Vegeta and Goku? That's something in the comment section if y'all hear, y'all there is a big Dragon Ball Super following out there. Does his power-up get more bigger than the two? A lot of people have been complaining that Dragon Ball over the years is like kind of slighted Piccolo, Gohan, and I agree with that. And they've always just kept shining Vegeta and Goku. And then also, is Cell the main villain? There's a lot of talk that he is. And is it the same Cell? Some people say it's a different version of the Cell. But, just for everybody out there, I'd like to know, is Cell A your main villain? Is it the main villain? And B, does Gohan's new transformation overseed where Goku and Vegeta are at? But that anime, I haven't been able to keep up with a lot of it lately, but I have been keeping up with that. Actually, my daughter has been watching Dragon Ball. She just got into that. I actually had to get a Funimation subscription because she's been watching all them animes. There's also there's another show coming out. Oh, it did come out. It's called Reacher. Did you watch that?
No.
You need to.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's nothing like the movie version at all.
I like the movie version.
Well, I like the movie version too, but it's got it's
Tom Cruise.
You can watch the Reacher on Amazon.
Tom Cruise Reacher.
And you can watch the Reacher movie, and it will feel like two different movies with two different characters. I'm serious. It's not even in the same type of setup, really. It's like he's in a small town, the way he gets there, the way he acts. It's just totally different. But it was really good, and I'm looking forward to season 2. And also Cobra Kai. I can't wait for the new season of Cobra Kai after that last. Did you watch the last Cobra Kai season?
No, I didn't watch any of it.
Man, the last season, in my opinion, was the best season. And the fight choreography was up there. Especially that final tournament.
Mr. Miyagi's dead.
Well, they don't need him for this.
To do. That's the only way I'd watch Cobra Kai.
And hey, the guy that plays one of the main characters in Cobra Kai is playing Blue Beetle. The new Blue Beetle movie.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Oh, man.
And for wrestling fans, watch Heels. And season 2 of Heels is coming soon on Stars. Watch that too.
Watch that too. Remember to answer all the questions we asked during this episode. It was very fun chatting about current shows that we are watching. Talking about a little bit of Doctor Strange and our theories of what may be going on and what we may see in Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and the villains going forward and how interesting the world of shows and movies continuously be a growing entertainment.
Yep. Another plug I'd say before we ice this off. For those of you that have lost faith in CW shows, which I did long ago, watch Superman and Lois. It's getting good reviews. The writing just keeps getting better and better. And unlike the other CW shows, the HBO Max writers are involved and the budget. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's good. The way they're doing the villains in this is totally different. and it's got a good dichotomy to it. They're giving Lois her own story and her own shine. They're giving the two sons, and yes, he has two sons in the show, their own shine. And the first season, I think Adam had watched some of it and thought the boys were whiny. One thing I think they did really good in season 2 is kind of nip that off.
Ooh.
And they've made them a bit more serious and kind of things going on, like even at the school. So if y'all get a chance, check it out. You can check it for free, and it will do you no harm.
Check it out. Leave your comments about everything.
Yep.
You gotta do it, man. We gotta show the corporations that we want things a certain way. We want things nerdy.
Yeah, we want good content, not
Good
content
content.
because they think they know the projects when they don't.
Content from people that actually know the source material.
Yeah, so Kathleen Kennedy, this message is for you.
You fired.
You can get out of Star Wars.
You
please.
are fired.
Yes, please.
We've all come together to say it because we
Yep.
are here to take back Nerdom.
I go to art house cinemas several nights a week. I blog about the classics and buy the DVDs. Directors don't know who I am or care that I exist, but I defend their work for hours at parties when I'm pissed. Media, I gave you all the best years of my life. I tell the world about you on social network sites. When I'm not consuming you, I'm telling others too, and wishing I could hang around the people who make you.